Right. Yeah.
You guys literally know nothing about him.
So what are you willing to share with them?
Well, nothing really deep. Listen.
Mav3riq Fam, your boy Dion here. Before you watch this video, I got some good news, all right? While you're at home, quarantine, not much to do, our goal is to get you guys as much content as possible through as many different medias as possible. And so your boy has his podcast. It's officially live. It's going to be a daily podcast, but it's kind of hard to find. iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. They're not really showing your boy love, so you got to go searching for it. It might be hard to find. You need to search the Creator Podcast and then add Dion Does to the end of it. All right, so the Creator Podcast, Dion Does, it should pop up. And do your boy a huge favor, man. Like, leave the 5-star ratings if you enjoy it. Leave a comment, all of that, to kind of help them show it more love, and so people don't got to go looking as much to find it. So again, we love you guys. Hope that you stay safe and that you enjoy this video. Check out the Creator Podcast on your favorite podcast app. Anger Fam, how's it going? How's your mama? Your boy Dion got the fam with me. Wifey, Juice, and Trent. All glory to God. Want to hit you guys with a little Q&A. Hope you guys are staying safe, staying quarantined. We put out a tweet like we usually do, so make sure you follow us all on Twitter. Is it going to be on the screen, Juice?
Yeah.
Follow our Twitters, just so you can participate the next time we ask questions. Jasmine, someone asked, when's the podcast coming back?
Soon.
Yeah, soon. Juice, how much time do you spend a day editing?
Probably say like 6 to 8 hours, maybe. Yeah, depending on how
on
much
the load. Yeah, might be a little more as we go into this season because we're trying to drop some more content for you guys. Trent, is the Madden course coming soon?
Ooh, that would be good, but I'm not that good yet. I think I gotta get a little bit better, and then for sure.
Word up. And this is my dude Zach that asked this. He said, "What is a way to learn marketing skills other than reading books? How do you put it into practice?" I would say start your own thing, whether it's a YouTube channel, a blog, a product, something, and then you just do your best to sell it. So when you learn things, you actually have something to try it on. So in a lot of ways, Trent's been learning it, is he's been taking something that we have, or you get a job, right, where you have it, but it might be hard to get a job when you're still learning. But for Trent, he'll market something that we have. So Jasmine, how do you find a healthy relationship, aka a ride or die?
I don't think you can find a healthy relationship. I think it has to be built. It's about two individual people being awesome on their own and coming together and creating awesomeness. It's just how that goes. I think people mess up in relationships when they spend a lot of time worrying about what their significant other is doing instead of seeing how they can be bettering themselves. Two people are constantly working on themselves. Coming together just works.
Boom. Oof. Trent, what advice would you give to someone that's the same age as you, wanting to do similar things, doing things similar to what you're doing?
I think try to manage your time a little bit better. Try to cut some of the stuff that takes a lot of your time that's not gonna help you. Just try to cut that out and replace it with what you want to. So learn a lot. Replace it with learning or doing something.
Juice, what is your biggest editing tip?
Patience. Editing is it's a lot of work, and a lot of things can go wrong that you can't control. So if you have a short temper like I do, it can get really frustrated really fast. So just have patience and just know that, you know, it's a craft, not necessarily something that you can sprint through.
There it is. Then he asked me, how do I stay motivated? I feel like I've answered this, but just have a really strong reason why you're doing something. I think when you're really broke, money is a good one. Like it works, but that burns out fast. Like we're doing stuff way past just trying to like feed our kids or, you know, get to a better neighborhood or anything like that. A lot of that was the motivation at first, but now it's just really changing people's lives, having an impact. I'm not bougie enough to like need a whole bunch of money for like us. So now I would say it's that, and then and a big part of it is just I feel like it's a divine calling. So it's almost something I'm born to do or created to do. This is for both of us, babe. Where is one place you plan to go on vacation? Well, nowhere now, but as soon as it's over. Well, we talked about this year. Dang, that'd suck. That'd suck. We wanted to go to Fiji for our anniversary.
To test our theory.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd probably be the number one.
We're supposed to be renewing our vows for our 10-year anniversary in October.
Yeah. Trent and Juice, what music are you guys listening to?
I'm listening. I don't listen to no new hotness no more. I'm turning into you, Dion. I listen to Drake and J. Cole.
Yeah.
Me personally, what I would like to listen to now, worship music became like my favorite.
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah.
Okay, Trent, growing up.
Oh,
Yeah,
and that Revenge of the Dreamers album.
But yeah.
Yeah, I listen to that.
Drop some heat. What are your favorite worship songs? That one you sent me was whack. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Only have one?
Yeah.
Really?
I ain't even gonna say it's whack, but it wasn't heat like you.
That's like my part of my favorites are Only Have One and Speak the Name. Those are probably my two favorites.
Speak the name. That's a good one.
Yeah, but
That one?
yeah. So I just have a playlist of worship and like Christian rap that I listen to. And then if you talk about like hoodlum music, I cut most of that out. But as of right now, it's probably just Drake. Yeah, if it's hoodlum.
Jasmine, what made you so strong when things aren't going your way?
Dion. Having a family, just somebody that I can lean on, because I definitely have my moments where I don't feel like I'm being super duper strong. So it's nice to have somebody that I can count on a consistent basis in my corner.
There it is. Trent, what behind the scenes things are you working on? People love to know what you up to.
Yeah.
His whole life is behind the scenes.
Right.
You guys literally know nothing about him.
So what are you willing to share with them?
Well, nothing really deep. Listen. I got nothing to say.
Okay. Is it just because you're not up to anything, or you just don't want it? None of their business.
It's what so basically, I think you could
Basically.
Basically.
Okay.
For like the last week, I've been, because I was out of, how do I say this? Out of like my routines and everything I was doing.
Right.
I got sloppy with it. So I'm getting back to all that now.
Yeah.
So.
That happens. We all fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ain't messing with them chicken heads, are you?
Chicken heads?
Yeah.
What's a chicken head?
That's good. I like that. Jeez, what's the biggest thing in a relationship?
The biggest thing? I'd probably say communication and trust.
Good answer.
And actually, 3 things: communication, trust, and understanding.
Ooh, I like that, Juice. That's a good 3. Sophisticated. Someone asked me what's the meaning of life in my eyes.
Oh, jeez. That's a 10-minute answer, dude?
Nah.
I'm about to kick back.
Right. I think the meaning of life is to maximize your relationship and your calling through Jesus Christ. And so, I actually believe in like truth. A big thing nowadays is like, you know, Trent could have his own meaning to life. I could have my own, you know, and like, I do believe we can all have things that we enjoy and that we like, but I do believe there's a true meaning to life, that we could be wrong on it. But I do think that's a pretty big question, and so I'm not even trying to answer it as if it's my answer. I think that's the biblical answer, from the best that I can tell, is to not only know God and obtain righteousness through Christ, right, through Jesus Christ, and believing on what he did on the cross. That gets you an eternal life with God, which is great, but it doesn't even stop there. I think that then we're equipped with the calling that we each have, and we're supposed to use that, and we get our own platforms. It's not about how big your platform is or where it is. It's just your platform, and then you use that to show God and God's love and give God glory, and that in turn kind of wakes other people up to do the same thing that you did. That's what I live, is the truth, and I truly believe that.
Good answer.
Yeah?
You like TD Jakes.
For Juice and Dion, how are you guys faring with basically all pro sports being suspended?
At this point in time, I didn't really notice it. I wasn't watching the NBA because KD's not playing. And then the Eagles suck. So, yeah. Those are the only 2 sports I really watch.
Hasn't really hit me either. I don't watch sports outside of the Eagles games and then the NBA playoffs. I really like the NBA playoffs. Did you know the NBA is like streaming games? I was watching
like
in 2006. Yeah,
they did. The UFC did like an all-day UFC thing.
That's
dope.
Like,
streamed like all the epic fights.
Really?
The last couple.
See, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, I really hope this Khabib and Tony Ferguson hit.
They said it's happening, no matter what.
I heard him say that. Yeah, I think the UFC being out probably would hurt me more than anything.
Yeah, me too.
So it hasn't hit me yet, but I think once like, dang, this would have been March Madness kicking into gear around here.
Yeah, that's what I miss.
So like little things like that,
yeah.
But at the same time, it's giving me excuse to be more focused on things like work. So I'm not too mad about it. Check back with me in like 6 months though. Jasmine, someone asked for a health update. How's your health going?
Health is going okay. I take a lot of medications to keep things at a manageable, tolerable level, but can still have my bad flare times and stuff, but I'm definitely much better than I was a few months ago. You know, I'm able to cook more and things like that, but I still have to spend most of my time resting because I have to pay for any amount of activity that I do, like talking on the phone, like literally everything is energy and adds to getting closer to flaring.
Double up with Jasmine. What's the biggest change you've noticed since having a baby boy compared to a baby girl?
I'll answer these questions in like the stages that he's at. So my new one is his energy. Like DJ's resilient. Like he just doesn't get tired. He's like hyper and like ready to go all the time. There's no break period in between. And the girls weren't like that. They just chill. He has to really like something to just sit and like rock with it for a long time.
All right, Trent, who do you think is your biggest competitor in gaming?
What the fluff? Like in here, like in the household?
I'm guessing, yeah. It's like when we play these different games.
All right, well, listen, hear me out. The way I see it is I feel like I've lost to everybody a lot. So I think everybody is my competitor.
Who's the most satisfying person to beat?
Juice. Yeah, 100%.
Ooh,
well, there it is.
Why?
3 years of Mutt Wars.
It's because when I beat Juice, he tries to make it feel like I'm mad or something because the way I talk, and then we start arguing, and then it gets fun. So that doesn't happen with nobody else really. So it's fun to beat Juice. I always try to make him sad and go quiet and not talk again, but I haven't done that yet. So that's the goal, and it's fun.
All right. For Juice, how have all the technical difficulties that came with editing impacted you as a person?
I know how to handle a lot of technical difficulties now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember he used to tell me as soon as like a little pop-up error would come or something, like, Juice, figure the fluff out.
Yeah.
And now he's gotten really good at it. Trent, are you ready to expose your love life?
Oof.
Yeah, sure. I don't have one right now. Is that what you got?
There it is.
Yeah.
Babe, this is for you. Is cheating in any way okay?
No.
Yeah, that was a weird question, but you do need to check our podcast. I think we had a good episode on cheating.
Yeah.
What was it called? It was like the definition of cheating?
I think so.
Dude, y'all need to search Words of Williams on your favorite podcast app. Juice, are you going to marry Clarissa?
Heck yeah, I am. Heck yeah.
This is for everybody. What is your dream car? I don't have one. At one point I wanted a Bentley, but now that I think about it, I don't want a Bentley.
Yeah, I used to have one. I don't have one no more either.
Like I don't want to go nowhere in a Bentley and people like, ooh, that nigga got money, like I'm a target. I like being chill. I have a Charger now, which is cool. It's like a nice car. Like I'll be at the gas station and people like, oh, that's cool, man. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what year my Charger is. Do you know?
2016.
Ooh, 2016 Charger on you ninjas. But yeah, I don't think I want like a fancy car. I want a new car that works good. Because growing up, we always had crappy cars, so I like it when our cars drive smooth. I don't think I want like a Lambo or just something that, I feel like that makes you a target. What about you?
So basically, when I was younger, it was a Ferrari. I think it's called the Ferrari 458 Spider. But now, I don't want that. I want a Tesla. I think it's I get confused with the models.
The self-driving one?
Yeah, but that's part of my dream car, a Tesla. It's nothing too crazy, so I don't think I'll put a target on anyone's back because I see them pretty often. But they look cool, and it has a big screen, which is a selling point.
Right.
That's some heat.
Okay.
It's my turn?
Yep.
Oh, so I don't know. I'm kind of in the same boat with Dion. I'm not like a big car person, but I don't know. I'm kind of halfway driving my dream car. Like after the drunk driver hit Dion and destroyed our old vehicle, we got a brand new one. So of course we had to get something, and God just worked it out. And I ended up with a new 2019 Expedition. The only thing that it's missing is I like the moonroofs, and I want to have like the screens and stuff in there for like the kids. So having something with that, and then like, I don't know, like crazy dream transportation, I'd love to have a jet so I can go fly whenever I want. I like to travel, so it would be cool if we had our own.
Oh, you said a jet?
Go. Yeah.
I wonder what kind of money we need to have our own jet. I ain't mad at that. Word up. Going to the airport sucks too.
Right. Especially with like the get up and go we want to have someday. It's
Ooh,
like,
are there travel bans on private planes?
But I mean, yeah, just once you get in the country, everybody like leave.
No, I'm just saying like domestically. Cause isn't Philly or never mind. I ain't up on the headlines. I don't want to scare people. Someone asked, am I always open to interns? Eventually we're gonna launch a program. But I'm telling y'all, it's not gonna be like...
It'll be a process.
Yeah, the goal isn't for y'all to sign up and have fun. Like, ask Luke. I'm gonna try to break y'all, because we're a small team. We need to be on point. We want to have the right fit, the right character, and so...
We'll have room for mishires.
Like, yeah, the goal... Yeah, exactly. We're not Amazon. Like, when I hear Amazon hiring, like, 10,000 people or something, I'm like, oh, my Lord. You know how many of those people, like, aren't gonna really be there for you and care and be there for the movement? We're not at a spot where we do that. So we need every dollar to go towards someone that's gonna really move this forward. So I'll probably spend 99.9% of the time trying to break y'all, make you quit, and weed you out. So yes, it's coming soon, but I think some of y'all think it's just gonna be like fun and play. You won't be in no videos with us. The goal won't be to make you smile, it'll be to make you cry. And then if you make it through it, then it might be fun. But then you gotta do, like, if you move out here, think about Luke. Luke gets roasted for living his life, so some of y'all ain't, yeah.
See, and then it's not like it's like some weird, like, hazing process or anything like that, but there's just a lot of stuff that happens and so many different dynamics and things that go down that are inconvenient. It's rare that things are just smooth sailing around here.
Right.
You have to be somebody who can figure it out. Something new pops up, well, you're about to be the master of what the new stuff is, and you can teach the rest of us when it's necessary.
Exactly. And this exactly. If you guys, so, you know what Luke's first job was? Running an entire channel.
Do this.
And then he had to do a documentary, and then he had to change our whole setup, our streaming setup. And he was having technical difficulties just like Juice do. And he's done really well for that. But on the flip side of that, if you survive, you're like family, you know? Like we had to make sure he was just as good as us for the Corona stuff. We went out like it's family. So you need to change your delay on your screen. It's so quick. It gives me like 10 seconds.
I got a busy baby. Right. I'm around all the time.
For everyone, if you were to give $1 million. Now, if you were, let's say, if you were to get $1 million right now, how would you spend it? Juice.
10% tithe, and then probably get
maybe with a megaphone so you could speak up, Juice.
10% tithe,
okay.
And then probably get a place for me and Clarissa. Probably.
What's it look like? A house? A condo?
Probably a house like this.
Okay.
Something big, but not too crazy. Probably get Clarissa a new whip. And then after that, I'd probably give some to my fam, and then find a way to invest the rest.
I like it. Trento.
If I had $1 million, if I got $1 million today, I would keep about 400,000 for myself, and then I would give the rest away to like someone in here.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, because you'd probably know what to do with it more than I would, and 400,000 would be enough for me to, if I wanted to invest in something, I could still tithe, buy what I want, and then you could handle the.
So for the 400K, what are some things you do? Get your Tesla?
Well, no. This is what I do. I don't like to spend money, so I'll just save it for if an opportunity or something came up.
Right.
I'll just want to be able to know that I could buy the Tesla. So if I make a purchase one day, I have the money to do it, but
right.
I wouldn't buy it.
Word up.
I would just keep it.
Okay. Jasmine?
I would make sure in a good financial situation, you know, pay off everything. Pay off cars and all that stuff. Debt free. Buy some land. And build a house.
So because that's what she said she'd do, I'm sure that's what I would do with my $1 million. But probably what my first thought would be is to just invest it all into this, in the movement. Especially a lot of stuff we're doing outside of gaming. I would be really uncomfortable just getting a bunch of, like $1 million out of nowhere. And so, because I wouldn't, like I didn't really earn it, I wouldn't have the ability to reproduce it, so I would invest it so that I would, even if I can't reinvest that $1 million to make another $1 million back, I would do it so that I'm like cash flowing 100K. And then I could add it, so then I'm making my own $1 million. So it would be something along those lines probably. All right, for everyone, since the coronavirus has become a major event in most people's lives, what is one event in time that has impacted you the most?
For me, maybe not being able to go get fast food every day.
Okay.
Like,
so this corona.
Yeah, it's like making me have to cook for myself and eat a little bit better.
In a good way, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same for me, for sure.
Is he talking about just like the effects of the corona or anything?
I think he meant anything in your life, but it could be corona. While you guys are thinking, I'd probably go with launching this channel. Because we were, you know, me and Wifey were trying to build other businesses. She had a really successful daycare going. So there's a lot of different, you know, and then I was working on the marketing. There's other routes we could have went that wasn't like a influencer content creator business, but getting into this just made me look at things a lot differently, because you're in the trenches with, this is unique. Like, it's just weird. Like you're on the front lines with the people that you're serving in a different way, and there's a different level of like transparency. And I think that's what when we first started, I felt fake in a sense, because I wanted to be really serious about God, but because I was in front of so many people, I was kind of getting called out. Like, yeah, we feel you. Like, I would cuss all video and they'd be like, God first, God bless, and then people just wouldn't feel it. And I don't think that I think you can cuss and still be a Christian and all that, but there's just a different standard when you're trying to be a spiritual leader. And I was like, man, I've really got to step it up. And I still haven't, I don't know if I'll probably die trying getting to the exact place I want to be, but that kind of forced me to be in a place where like, I can't just turn on the camera and like pretend to be something or try to like live up to something. I got to do my best to just be it. So that like when y'all see me, I'm not like, I'm on the YouTube, like I'm really that guy. So I think starting this channel is definitely one of the many things that's impacted me. Trent's still thinking.
So wait, what's the question?
Yeah, I could have swore he was asking like how the corona impacted her life.
No. So he's saying the corona is an event in time that has impacted everyone's life. What's a moment maybe on like the same scale or just a big moment in your life, something that happened that impacted you?
I got mine.
What is it?
About 3 years ago on Christmas, when you first introduced me to dropshipping.
Okay.
Because then learning about that, and then learning things from other people, learning about other people and different things, exposing that changes my mind and how that's the right route to go. If that makes sense.
Like, so your eyes were open to entrepreneurship.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, that's the first thing. My speaking is You speak what I say for me pretty good.
That's why I'm the Anger Translator in the video.
What do you do rubs off on people,
And
man.
I'm talking crap. Yeah.
I can't speak. I don't even stutter. I just sound stupid, yo. That's all it is, dude. But I'm not stupid, yo. Oh, fuck.
We know what you're saying, man. What are you talking about? All right.
You gotta let Justice re-answer.
Dang, she says your answer was
Right, 'cause
trash.
his was not eating out.
Because he was answering as far as just the coronavirus.
Yeah.
That's how I realized there was some disconnect with the question. Because what you said and all Justice said was fast food. So clearly,
I just thought Juice was like, was keeping it simple.
we're on two different pages.
Yeah, I think my main one's probably moving out here and just the people that I met when I moved out here and how they've impacted my lives, like my family, Clarissa. Yeah, it's probably the biggest impact.
Meeting Dion. Because
Oh,
even
really,
before
Jasmine?
us
Oh, really?
being together, moving here, and things like that, just us being friends, just me knowing him, just changed the way I thought about things or how I handled different stuff.
We were best friends.
So, yeah, I cared a lot about.
Now, because Juice inspired it, let's do a Corona. How has Corona affected you? So Juice gave his answer. Do you want to add to it at all?
Yeah, I can't hoop.
Oh, yeah.
That's bugging me a lot.
Juice was trying to still hit the streets, too, when the news was first breaking. Coronavirus.
I feel like that would be the best time. Like, you know, it's just out. People ain't.
That would be, yeah, it would have been better than now. You're right. But still, Juice, we were on high alert. Trent?
How has it affected me?
Yeah. You could think
Like,
about
what's
it.
affected you the most? Like, what's been the biggest, like, con from this happening for you?
Biggest con. Well, I thought I got my knees back like a week before Corona started, so I was going to the gym playing basketball, and I got addicted. But now I don't play basketball. I think the gyms are closed down, so.
Right. Just that gym. You were on your gym grind, too?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest
Make
con.
sure-
Not even basketball, working out.
You can do like dribble stuff in the street just to keep your knees loose. In the time you like.
Yeah.
The only thing is they're back. They're fully back to what they were. They're
You
not.
lost momentum.
So maybe it
Yeah.
is a muscle thing.
Yo, it's my whole leg. But a positive thing is I don't like to eat out that much, but I was currently eating out before Corona. Now I'm really not eating out at all.
I'm trying to say me, Juice, and Luke are a bad influence.
Nah, not a bad influence because the food tasted good. So you guys are a good influence, but just not a good influence by the direction I need to be in.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, man. Me, Juice,
See?
and Luke probably ate out every single day. Is that a stretch, Juice?
Nah.
You think so?
Yeah. I think so.
Would you be cooked? So would you eat dinner at home?
I know I would make dinner for him.
Yeah. That's
Make
something.
dinner for me, Bianca, and the kids.
But what's crazy is she's like always been a good cook. And I used to eat at home when we were really broke. And every now and then I would still eat stuff. But that's probably been the biggest thing is like, I tell her every day, like, yo, this is bomb.com. But I would even tell her when I was addicted, I'm like, I love you and your cooking.
Yeah.
I just don't know why I'm addicted to this fast food. Like, if you would just if you would just give me the dinner in a brown bag and maybe wrap like a thin layer of foil on it like it was fast food, I would eat it. I don't know what it was.
You gotta take advantage.
That was my crack cocaine. It's just fast food. So that's been the biggest shift for me and I've loved it. But that, and also just the financial one. Just cause I stress out a lot about making sure that people are good. And I feel like God's blessed us to be a blessing. So I've been checking in with a lot of people around us, making sure they got what they need. Making sure that we got what we need. And so we dropped a lot on it from a lot of different things. We definitely didn't go crazy on like toilet paper and a lot of the other things. But yeah.
So for me, it's the kids being out of school. For a bunch of different reasons. Like, the kids aren't bad. I don't have I just wasn't prepared for it. So like I definitely did some shopping on Amazon to make sure I have more tools. But their schoolwork is so aggravating. And you know, we've got 3 kids that have homework. Verity has homework that adds in a 4th. And we pay for the kids to go to private school. So it's like quadruply annoying to see the money that we're spending on school, and then I'm going through emails and sending him stuff so
Did they
it can
discount
get printed.
tuition?
I don't think so. For like the attachments, and you got to remember to fill this out and send it back to the teacher. Like, I'm not in.
And our printer's tripping.
I don't want to have homework.
Yeah.
So it's just like I hate it for that.
This one.
It works
reason.
smooth.
I think so. We don't ever use it.
Okay. Word up. Good stuff. I need to follow Wifey on TikTok. You need to do more TikToks. Is it Jazz Does? Jazz Does on TikTok. Word up. That was our cue. One more? You come up with the question for everybody.
No.
All right.
I don't know how to come up with good questions.
How long do you guys think this coronavirus stuff is going to last? How long do you think we're going to be quarantined? Like, what's your prediction on the situation?
Man, I listened to one video and I feel like the world's going to end. And then I read another article and I'm like, man, I'm tripping. This ain't even that big a deal. So I keep going back and forth between that. So I've decided to just commit to the worst case scenario, because I'm worried that too many people are gonna get hit like Rudy Gobert, and they just don't take it serious, and then they get humbled. I would much rather be the laughing stock of the world because people thought I took it too serious and it wasn't that big a deal. But I don't want to play it the other way, and my family doesn't have something that they need, or we get caught slipping.
Die.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, I would say I'm planning. The worst I've heard out of anyone's mouth was 18 months. That's what I heard. And so that's what I plan for. And do y'all know how much that would disrupt?
Everything. Yeah.
Like, that could shake a lot of what we know. Because here's what's been challenged is like how I look at the world.
The Great Depression happened in the 1920s.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like history repeating itself coming.
It's like I've never lived in a world where you just drive down, and we're spoiled, right? Especially as Americans, but like, I don't know what it's like for the movie theaters to be shut down.
Right, like it's Sunday fun day.
Right. We want to go to the movies, but we can't. Best Buy around us is about to start letting 10 people in at a time starting tomorrow. So I just feel like I just gotta go in there and buy a TV just in case. I'm like the 11th person tomorrow. So Amazon shipping slower. It's just weird.
This is interesting though.
It is. Okay, I'm gonna say this before we go. There's a lot of good coming out of it too, though. I don't say that's like minimize all the people that have died, because that's bad. I don't ever want to have to learn lessons with a lot of people dying. But I said this similar to like Kobe Bryant dying. Like, that was horrible. But the small good out of it, and for some people, I would say it's big good. It just woke us up. Like, we think that we're gonna live to a certain age. Some of us say, oh, I'm gonna get right with God next week, next year. I'm gonna start my business. Like, how many of you guys have been saying like, yo, I'm gonna start a business. I'm gonna start a business. And you've been maybe a content business, right? Because that's one that hasn't been affected too heavy just yet. It could be. So I'm not saying this is the safest thing that you need to go do. But how many of you guys were like, man, for a couple years, I want to start a channel. And if you would have, this wouldn't have hit you as hard. And so I think this just woke us up. It's had me tighten up a lot of things around the house. It's made me more grateful and appreciative of even things like toilet paper. It had me supercharge our home security, and like, so there is good that's come out of it. And I think it's all wrapped around the form of us just waking up and not being so spoiled and taking things for granted. What was the question? I forgot though. That was the side
How long do we think this corona will?
Oh yeah. What do you
This is
think?
fun.
Just what your prediction of the situation is.
Do you have one?
I don't know if I have a prediction. I think I'll say what my fear is, and of course I support his message. But I worry about how people will take once everything's forced to shut down, because if people continue to be close and not do the quarantine stuff and are like hanging out in public places and mass gatherings and all that stuff, it's never gonna end. And I think when they force the lockdown and people really can't do anything they want to do, I'm worried about how America will respond to that.
Because we soft, man.
And I think
We
people
real
will
soft.
lose their minds without all the distractions. Like I said, for us, it's the school stuff is a disruption. just because we weren't prepared for it, you know? That was what I did on my day-to-day, cool. But it's like we spontaneously had to change everything about our day-to-day.
And I don't want to be that guy that like has you guys fearful, because I really hope someone might drop a cure tomorrow and it's like, yo, it isn't even that big deal. It isn't that big of a deal. But I know like we've been making rounds. Like the gun shops around here are out of ammo, out of guns. People are buying them up for a reason. I don't think that people are buying them out to go rob people. I think they're just afraid. And think about it. There's people out there that if stuff gets closed and they don't have it anymore and they want their family to have it, how else are they going to get it? In Philly...
There's memes like that, too. Like, I hope you could fight.
Right. And I think in Philly, there might have been other places, but we heard that the police actually made an announcement that they're not responding to stuff that's not violent. So you got to be your own help. So I don't think it would be bad. I agree that there's a potential for this to be an overshot, but I don't think it would be bad for you to take the steps that you can to be prepared to help yourself medically. Make sure you have things like a fire extinguisher. And you might have to be your own police. I don't think we're there yet, but what if it does get there? I've never lived through anything like that, so I don't know how to predict it, so I'd rather overplan.
Just think about how you would feel if Trump came on the air and was like, that's it, we're shutting it down. You guys gotta stay in your houses for the next 18 months. Did you handle staying in your house for 18 months? And hopefully you're a sane person that's watching this video, but think of all the people out there that struggle for one reason or another, and that's gonna rock their whole mindset. It's just unpredictable.
Right. Like I know if we run out of food, I'm gonna pray, and I'm gonna pray for manna and God to work something out and God to bless us. But I know for a fact that a younger me, I gotta get it from somewhere.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, and and just knowing that there's a lot of guys that think like that, like nope. Can't get caught slipping. I'm gonna be the one with the mop.
Like there's people that fight and get shot for less. You know what I mean? Way less.
Yeah. So just be safe, guys. That's the main thought. What do you think, Trent? Prediction. What's your gut tell you?
My gut tells me it's gonna get worse.
Before it gets better, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know exactly how bad, but I think for the next couple of weeks, maybe the next month, there won't be no good news about it. Just progressively getting worse.
Mm-hmm. Juice?
I don't know. I feel like the end of April, it won't be as bad. Like, I feel like it'll still be around, but I feel like we would have, like, medically came up with stuff that'll help people who do have it.
I hope it. I like it. You had the most optimistic answer.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Last thought I'll probably have on is maybe try not to, like, consume yourself with it either, though. I think we've all kind of done good at, like, we'll have, like, one part of our day where we'll check it and try to get updated because you don't want to be ignorant, but you can easily get consumed with this. Like, I had a good, like, 48 minutes where I was about to buy a hazmat suit, start investing in an underground bunker, and, yeah. So you can definitely get caught on a rabbit hole and just get too negative and consumed with it. Live your best life, man. Look at all the positives and just be ready. Perfect. That was a great Q&A. We're going to wrap this one up here. We love you guys. Thank you oh so much for rocking with us. Make sure you follow us on Twitter so you can be a part of the next one. And until next time, God first, God bless.